SMT Nation, welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you all here for this one. I've got big time news if you're an AT&T customer or a Verizon customer and you are excited about C-band. We actually have really good news here. I wasn't actually expecting this to come from the source it came from, but it's good to get the information nonetheless. All right, so if you're excited about this and you appreciate these updates, you let me know by liking these videos. Always give me that like. All right. And then subscribe for more if you want similar videos to this one and others. And then go ahead and turn on the bell notification so you never miss an upload. All right. So AT&T leader says C-band power limit impacts are overblown. Bevan Fletcher, fiercewireless.com. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. All right. Investor conference went on today at the time of this recording. The AT&T Communications CEO, Jeff McElfresh, spoke to the C-band holdups and the FAA worries over interference. All right. So that's been ongoing. We know that this exists. The potential for interference is something that obviously exists here, so we're not going to downplay that. But we feel, at least collectively, that there may be enough in place to prevent it from becoming a real issue, meaning there's guard band, 200 megahertz of it, meaning that they're going to power down, right? AT&T and Verizon agreed to power down, the channels that they're going to deploy here. So the C-band, the 3.7, the 3.8 gigahertz and such. Anyways, like I said, I wasn't expecting this update, but here's something really important and really good. The power down, of course, is relative to a time frame that's for the next 6 months. Meanwhile, everybody can get on the same page about the testing, relax the fears of interference. Something that McElfresh indicated is that he says, quote, I think it's been somewhat overblown in terms of impact. You look at the investment thesis for C-band, you look at the coverage map, it's really very single digit percentage or less of the number of cell sites of POPs covered that we've got to make modifications to. Here's what that means. It's not a major impact on the radiated signal strength nationwide on the C-band spectrum. He's implying that they're only going to power down sites that are near and around airports. That indicates to me that all of the sites that are not within X number of miles, I'm not sure what those miles are to the airports, but if it's, let's just make up an arbitrary number. Let's say it's 5 miles, 8 miles, 10 miles from an airport. You'll be good to have full power for C-band on the sites that are not near it that could potentially pose risk of interference. I'm really excited about this because if you live 10 miles or more away from an airport, why should there be any concerns of interference? That signal will not reach the airport. These are mid-band frequencies that typically see just a couple of miles of potential reach, especially when you're talking about potentially powering it down, right? That reach gets even smaller, right? That's the first thing that's going to be affected. You power down a signal, the reach of it is going to decrease. So really what he's saying is this is going to be a case-by-case scenario. Any tower sites within a certain range of airports are going to be powered down. The rest of them that don't have any risk of interference, they'll have the full power, the full go. I'm really happy to hear this because this totally makes sense. It doesn't make sense to power something down that doesn't need to be. All right, so I think this is good news. I think this is great news. Again, AT&T and Verizon customers, we're talking about over 200 million people, 250 million people that are going to be potentially connected for this, for these new channels, for this new spectrum. I can't wait to see this kind of happen, right? I'm starting to see deployments. There are a couple of sites I know that are due for upgrades for Verizon in and around the airport. I'll be monitoring those for upgrades. And then obviously, I'll be looking at how far they are and what they're doing with them and then when they start broadcasting them. So you guys sound off in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you think this is good news? Are you glad to see that they're looking at this as a case-by-case scenario, site to site, how far it is away from the airports? I'm happy. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it very much. Go ahead and check out the links in the description box for my Twitter handle, the email address. And if you want to support us on Patreon, we got the link in the description box, early access to videos, podcasts, live streams, and you can get early access to the YouTube, right? So exclusive content as well. And discounts on Altice Mobile. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all in the next video. Peace.